Good morning, welcome to Slot Car Hub. I've had a few questions and messages sent to me about a few things I've done the last couple of weeks about cars I've been working on, like the racer sideway cars, how the spur gear has been cracking. I'll get this, sorry. Just there, see it's got a big crack down the middle. Hopefully you can see that okay. Nice big crack down the middle. I've had two cars do this now in probably the last, 8 months. I'm not sure if it's the weather, the humidity, how cold it is. I'm in a tin shed, so I'm not sure if that's the reason. So how I fix that, I order some slotted spur gear. Hopefully you can see that, the part number. That's what I use to fix it. Same ratio, obviously it's a different brand, but that doesn't matter. But it's the same ratio, and that just goes on your back axle here. So what you do is pull your axle, if you can see that, across, put the spur gear onto the axle, and push the axle through, like that. Get your little Allen key, which slot it make, which is an M2. Find your little Allen key there, and just wait for it to click when you tighten it, like so, and there you go. And sometimes if you don't want it too tight, sometimes it's got a bit of play in it, you might just have to move it across a little bit, tighten it up, wait for that click again. What that click is, so it doesn't over tighten your grub screw and doesn't thread the head of your grub screw, doesn't thread the head of your tool. That's all that is. And there you go. Nice and smooth, quiet. Put your wheel on. Space it out a little bit. Find your grub screw. Wait for the click again. And there you go. Like new. And the other thing is, someone's asked me, a lot of these Revo slots sit up really high and their front wheels or tyres don't touch the track. How do you lower them? There's a couple of ways of doing it. The way I do it is, there's a screw here for your guide, and that makes it go up and down like that. So if you loosen it right out with your Allen key, you get more play, more adjustment. But sometimes that makes the car sit too high and your front wheels don't touch. See? Just spin. Hopefully you can see that alright. They just spin like that. Some people like that. I'd rather have it so the wheels touch the ground, because it makes it look like more realistic. See, it's got a little bit less play in it, just a little bit. And now the front wheels are touching, just touching, and that's how I like it. So when you're going along the track, you see the front wheels are moving. And another little thing, a lot of people complain about these Revos, are very noisy. So you just oil up all your bearings, your grease on your spur gear, a bit of oil here. Put some tape in between the chassis, which a lot of people have done. You know how to do that if you've watched videos. It's very easy. Put your chassis apart, put a bit of tape, poke a hole, put it back together. Very easy. Put a bit of tape on your wires. The reason I do the tape on the wires, because if the tape sits up too high like that, it hits the body, and when your car goes together, the body sits up a bit too. Sorry, the body sits up because the wires are pushing it. So to have it nice and flat, put your wires down a bit, tape them down with a bit of masking tape. Looks ugly, but who cares? It works. The body goes on, you don't see it. And another thing I do that I haven't seen anybody else do, get your guide and push it up like that, and get the oil and put it down. Hopefully you can see that in here, just in here. Or you can turn it upside down and put your oil in here in that little bit of shaft, because when your guide goes up and down, it makes a tapping noise. It taps. When you put oil in it, smooths it out and makes that little bit softer and easier to go up and down without noise. So you can't really hear it now. Just quietens it down a little bit. That's something I do. And other thing, I'll take you over to the track. I was talking about slottets. Some cars, motors, they run really slow, the motors, when you first use them. Especially, I call these an orange end bell. They get smoky sometimes, they go really slow when you're using them. So I said to how I run them backwards, so I didn't mean to go backwards down the track. I meant put your car on backwards. On yellow lane, are we? Yep. On yellow lane. And run them backwards like so. So this track runs this way, like that. So what I do when the motors are a bit slower and playing up, put them on the track, get the throttle, lift it back up off the track, and just run them for about a minute like that, non-stop, flat out. You can hear it getting a bit faster now. I only notice this more on slotted, especially the older cars, a lot of old cars that do it. You can hear it going slow and fast a little bit. For some reason, I don't know why it does this, and I don't know how it fixes it, but it fixes it. I don't know how to build motors, so that's how I fix it. Works for me. Give it a crack. If you've got any motors that are a bit slow or a bit sluggish, or they smoke a bit, try that. Hopefully that helps you out. Thank you for watching. Give us a like, subscribe. Any other questions or anything you need to know? I don't know everything, but I try. Thank you for watching. See you next time.